Sisyphus, our global challenge, climate justice and equity. New Orleans has always been surrounded by rivers, lakes, and the Gulf. This proximity to water has made our city one of the most flood-prone areas in the world. Our city has had a long history of flooding disaster, with Katrina being the most destructive. Our collective memory of Katrina first showed how climate change amplifies existing injustice. As a resident of New Orleans, I continue to witness these inequitable distribution of flood burdens and mitigation benefits. Climate change has made this worse, with a record-setting 31 storm hitting the Gulf region last year. Doing emergency management during Hurricane Ida demonstrated how the most vulnerable population are still disproportionately affected, with millions of residents were left without communication, power, water, and vital services. Our solution is an augmented reality web app that AI calculates flood risks and mitigation data structured within a climate justice and equity framework. The Watson Assist chatbot is able to answer questions. We use IBM Code Engine as a single runtime platform to optimize our ArcGIS API database. And Watson Studio will train the AI recommendation engine. And augmented reality UX will search and communicate the needed information to help residents make better informed decisions for self-determination. There are 3 environmental user experiences to better visualize complex data in an understandable manner for our diverse community, professional, and governmental users. The Room UX can show the homeowner the flood level and calculate the risks and damage costs. The Table UX can be utilized by professionals to prioritize socially and economically vulnerable areas for mitigation planning and projects. GIS maps overlay can display complex interaction of many different variables at different aggregate levels for climate justice and equity analysis. Government officials can use the World UX to do outreach and education by allowing residents to geospatially locate the network of flood protection infrastructure and better understand how vulnerable their neighborhoods are and ways to mitigate it. We are developing our pilot to integrate satellite data, IoT early warning system, and AI machine learning into our equity counter web tool that can address the growing humanitarian issue facing Indigenous, Brown, and Black Americans, and then scaling internationally to the most vulnerable population in the Global South.